Numbers can tell a powerful story. Like 1946, the year Alpha Insurance was founded, or the more than 1 million policies currently in force. Backed up by superior service from a local agent right in your community. For 65 years, we've been right there with you. We're looking forward to the next 65.
For a plan built just for you, contact Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
Smith Lake RV Resort, where you escape the stress. Make it your year-round residential, weekend, or vacation getaway. See nice lakeside lots with scenic natural beauty and terrific amenities. Enjoy an on-site swimming pool, a bath and wash house, boat slips for your boat, special events and shows. Smith Lake RV Resort offers water frontages on majestic Smith Lake. Smith Lake RV Resort at Crane Hill.
The tractor, I bought it in 1977. It had a loader on it, a trip bucket, and I needed a tractor for around the place. I had to run a few cattle and horses. Got low hours on it because I didn't use it very much, and so when I restored it, it's in fairly good shape when I restored it. One of the features of it, I slow race with it, and it's a very good tractor for slow racing because of the large flywheel on it. I can get down to real low RPMs. I was up at a farm sale up by Linden, which is by the Canadian border, and they come up and I was low bidder on it, so I got it. It had what they call an 801 hitch on it. It's kind of a modified 3-point hitch. It was fairly new at that time, and you could use it on 3-point equipment. I can run my mower and brush hogs and different things on it without getting a bunch of adapters. I use it for my road trips because it's got good brakes on it and got headlights, and some of the trips we go on we have to have lights because we get back late at night. When I first got it, I used it for mowing the fields, brush hogging the fields. Used the loader for cleaning up around the barn, and so it was a working tractor up to about 15 years ago. I had to replace the intake and exhaust manifold. The tractor still run, but big chunks are missing. I like tricycle tractors. They're a little unique. They don't make them anymore, and so it's nice to have one. I got several of them that are tricycle, and I like the sound of the two-cylinder.
Get acquainted with Affordable Automotive in Welty. Affordable Automotive offers a full complement of service features for your car, truck, van, SUV, and other vehicles. Affordable Automotive also features a full line of famous Bridgestone tires. Stop in and check out the quality of famous Firestone and Peerless tires. Get a size and style that you need. Affordable Automotive offers towing service 24/7. Simply call 739-2290. Affordable Automotive, conveniently located in the heart of Welty.
Hi, I'm Leah Patterson-Lust, your probate judge, and I'm seeking re-election in the November general election. The office of probate judge is vital. It serves in many capacities. I'm proud to lead a highly skilled, dedicated, efficient, and experienced office here to serve you in our county. We function as a team. I humbly request your vote, confidence, and support in the general election this November. Vote Leah Patterson-Lust, probate judge.
Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Barbara Owsley Grant, 71, will be tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. at Graveside at Elmwood Cemetery, with Dennis Shaddix officiating and Peck Funeral Home directing. Interment will be in Elmwood Cemetery. Visitation will be tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. at the funeral home. Ms. Grant died on Wednesday. Mr. James Edward Alexander of Cullman passed away on yesterday at Hansville Nursing Home at the age of 78. Funeral services will be held at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel tomorrow at 2 p.m. with the Reverend Dylan Calvert officiating. Visitation will be tonight at Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel from 6 to 9 p.m. Funeral services for Billy Ray Vest, age 84 of Cullman, will be at 2 p.m. tomorrow at Center Grove Baptist Church, with Danelle Brown officiating. Interment will follow in Center Grove Cemetery in Cullman. The body will lie in state 1 hour before the service at the church. Cullman Heritage is directing. Mr. Vest died on Wednesday. Visitation will be tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Funeral services for June McBeath, age 60 of Cullman, will be tomorrow at Wilcox Funeral Home in Carthage, Mississippi. Interment to follow in Mount Zion Cemetery. Cullman Funeral Home is directing. She passed away Wednesday. And those are our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Friday, the 17th day of August, a rainy Friday morning. It's been raining pretty much all night, I think.
It has.
Keep you awake?
A little bit.
Yep. I didn't know it was raining until I got up this morning and saw on the internet, hey, it's raining. Let's check our weather forecast, brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. The weather almanac for the 17th of August, the average high temperature remains at 92. The average low is 66. The record high temperature was not set in 2007 like every other day this week. In the year 2000, it got up to 106 degrees. 55, the record low in 1983. Sunset this evening at 7:31, sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:11. Here's the satellite picture. Whoa, you can see the rain. But looks like it should be moving through our area and out of the way in the near future. There's the other satellite picture of what's going on around the country. And here's the forecast for today. Showers and thunderstorms. 70% chance of rain, as you can tell by looking out the window. High in the mid-80s today. Cloudy tonight, 40% chance of rain, low in the upper 60s. And cloudy again tomorrow, 40% chance of rain with a high in the mid-80s. Sunday, once again, 40% chance of rain, a high in the upper 80s.
It's my dark cloud that I carry with me to Channel 2. I'm sorry, audience.
We're going to have to do something about Paige and the dark cloud.
Yes, it follows me every Thursday and Friday. Here we sit, rainy or cloudy outside.
We've got an invisible umbrella over Paige's head. We had a couple of young ladies on the program yesterday, candidates for Cullman County Fair Queen, and one of them mentioned her platform was about love.
Yes.
That was kind of interesting.
It was very interesting. I'd never heard a platform like that. Very original. I think the judges will really take to that platform.
Do you think that this is because of the problems people are having with Facebook and some of the other?
You know, it may very well be because, you know, people post that all over Facebook as well. You know, everything is open on Facebook. You have your relationship status and all sorts of, you know, all your friends are commenting on your stuff. So that very well may be.
Is Facebook as bad, and I'm not talking about people who abuse it, as bad as texting?
Well, no, I think texting would be, well, because of the whole texting and driving situation, you know.
No, I'm talking about like in the bullying
situation. Yes. Oh, as far as cyberbullying goes, yes.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yes, I'm sure that it is because it's so easy to find someone on Facebook. People don't necessarily just hand out their phone numbers to people all the time.
Right.
So it's much easier to find someone on the internet than it is to get their phone number from them and begin to text them through and bully them that way. I think Facebook would probably be, yes, the biggest way.
Are there alternatives to Facebook that you're finding people of your age group that are using?
You mean social media?
Social media. Maybe they don't want to use Facebook, but they still want to use something similar.
I know some people, you know, when MySpace was the first social media that I knew of, so I'm sure that people use MySpace, but I'm sure that the same things go on. I know that, you know, there's lots of different, there's like My Yearbook and there's lots of different social media groups where people can talk about. I use Broadway Space sometimes, but it's like a forum to talk about, you know, Broadway shows and things like that. So if you find things like that you're interested in, and it's more like a forum rather than a social media, you know.
So there you're communicating with people due to a like interest.
Due to a liking, due to an interest in the same thing. So, you know, things like that would probably be, you know, you'd be less prone to run into bullying that way.
When you do that, does everybody pretty much stick to the topic, or do they start drifting off into other things?
No, everyone pretty much sticks to the topic usually, because all that Broadway Space is about is Broadway shows and people on Broadway, and they have, you know, different people come on and do like web chats with you. So it's really interesting, and you can ask questions. So.
Okay, very interesting. Well, we have an interesting program lined up for today. Friday is That's Politics on Channel 2. And what do we have scheduled for today?
Well, Mr. Rusty Turner will be visiting with us, and he will be talking with Tom Drake and Tom Boson and George Spear. That's what we have lined up. Here's our Facebook friend of the day. Our Facebook friend of the day today is Kelsey Marie Moore. She attends Wallace State and works for P.F. Chang's, which is a really good restaurant. And Kelsey is a former employee here at Channel 2. Okay. Yes, did the news for us, co-hosted a little bit. Okay. But yeah, we know Kelsey. Good to see her again. We'll turn things over to the political panel right after this.
That's politics. My goodness, just trying to get everything turned on here and get things turned around and all. We got Tom wound up. We got Tom wound up today. Tom got it from a source. We're waiting for our guest this morning. But Tom, what did you hear now? Let me make sure.
Well, I didn't hear anything. I got a map as big as this table here, showing where and Obama's ahead, and he's in the head in all the 11 big states, including California, at this time, substantially ahead.
Yeah.
And I got the map, and I'm going to put it up in Democratic headquarters.
Let me get this right. Now, this is in spite of Joe Biden?
In spite of Joe Biden, and it's in spite of this fellow that's against Social Security and against.
Well, now the one you talk about, the one that Mr. Reed said didn't pay any taxes, and we're talking about the same one who released his taxes yesterday.
He did. Well, I tell you one thing: his vice president is against Social Security and everything else.
I was over at the farmer's market over here. He took some pig over there. And that guy runs that. I knew him. He went to school with him. Boy, he is for, he's against Obama, man.
That must be he's for Mitt Romney.
He's for Mitt Romney. And, but anyway, boy, he said that Alabama will go from Romney.
Well, they made 2 or 3 states. Certainly, I think, is going to go for him. But these 11 biggest states, according to what the map I got, and it's supposed to be substantial, it came from the man himself.
And now, which man?
The president of the United States. Yeah.
Well, Lord, of course he'd put a map out like that.
Well, I know. But
if you ask Mitt Romney, he may have one look just like it, except a different color.
Yeah, right. Anyhow, I got that map, and it'll be in the Democratic headquarters. I'm going to put it out today, and it shows where they're heading.
You know what? We wouldn't be worrying about Social Security today if Congress hadn't robbed it. Congress took the money that was collected with Social Security and spent it. And they ought to be held accountable for it. Every one of them took that money on their stuff. If we had that money today, we'd be the wealthiest country.
Yeah. I've got some video here. Let's talk about, while we're waiting for our guest to show up this morning. I have some video of an appearance on a Jerry Springer show that we're not going to play the whole thing, but we've got enough to discuss this mayoral candidate's appearance on Jerry Springer. Can you go ahead and roll that?
I'll catch you. Oh, why not? We're right here. Bitch slapping himself like a little girl.
Kick his ass, baby.
All right, in fairness, he's got a point. I mean, he's got a family. You don't seem to be caring about anybody here except yourself. I mean, you don't care. You're saying awful things with her, even though you lived with her for a year and a half. Okay, and
she's a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what? I hate you.
I got care.
We'll be right back.
Yes, it is, Joe. You know it's true. Listen, I'm tired of it. I can't handle it anymore. We've been together so long. You don't even compliment me ever. You call me fat.
I think she might have been appearing just a few minutes later in that. I didn't have it queued. We were expecting a guest this morning. I guess the judge is not going to be here. So, Lord, don't we have a lot to talk about, though? Let's talk about this mayoral candidate, okay? In your view, has that hurt her, Verna Hammonds, in her run for mayor?
What's she running for?
Mayor.
I don't keep up with the mayor's race. I don't know who that is.
Mayor Max Townsend, of course, is the incumbent.
The lady that's running here.
Right. Now she was, and I know I wish I had that queued up right, but she made an appearance. Verna Hammond made an appearance on the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah.
And of course that show's not exactly one that's family fare.
Right.
But at any rate, Foolish Lovers, is that the name of it? I think the name of the segment that they had that she was on. Does that help a candidate for an appearance on a show like Jerry Springer?
I don't think it does.
No, I don't either. I don't either. That I was really surprised when I noticed that lady was running. In the background, these people in Coleman County are different from people that's born and bred in the middle of Chicago.
Yeah.
They've got a different attitude, and you don't do that kind of stuff. And normally, you don't do that kind of things and get elected around here.
I see her signs in yards, you know.
Yeah, I've been seeing her signs, yeah.
But I wonder if that has changed some people's minds. Maybe these are well-established homes, you know. Yeah. Apparently that we see these signs in. People have been here a good while, at least in my opinion, they have been. But I don't know that sort of publicity helps you. She has claimed during some interviews with Birmingham and Huntsville stations that that's the best publicity she could get. Well, maybe in some crowd, but I don't tend to think that it helps her in Coleman, or maybe in many other places. Coleman's got a good reputation. Of course, we used to have signs on the front of our cars that said Coleman, the city of churches.
Yeah.
Don't see that much anymore. I don't think I've seen one of those signs in a good while. But it certainly is conservative. Now, would you consider yourself, Mr. Drake, a conservative?
I'm a yellow dog Democrat, and that's about all I can say. So I'm a yellow dog Democrat, and I think I'm a little bit more liberal than most folks, I think.
In what way?
I'm proud of it.
In what way?
Well, I guess I'm conservative in a lot of ways.
You'd be conservative on some project that was wasting money, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
You'd be against stuff like that.
Yeah, sure would. I guess I'm kind of like George Wallace, a lot like George Wallace.
But now I can't imagine George Wallace backing somebody like Barack Obama.
Well, I can, and I can tell you another thing. That his daughter Peggy will be up here in a week or two to speak on behalf of Obama. She'll be up here. She endorsed Obama's wife down on television in Birmingham, and that's George Wallace. Yes, sir. She's going to be here. I called him yesterday and told him. She married Kennedy, who's the head of the Democratic Party in Alabama, and I called him up yesterday and set a date, either the second Saturday in September or the second October Saturday night, and she's supposed to be here and come with her husband up here, and they're both going to make a little speak, as I understand it. And she's going to be certainly supporting Obama.
I'm going to tell you, the Alabama Democrats, in my opinion, are conservative people.
Yeah.
And they're against a lot of things like abortion. They're against abortion, and they're conservative. Mm-hmm. They not going to get out and blow a lot of money as general the population. They're going to be conservative on it, and they want you to be conservative too, and all.
Is this presidential election going to get a lot dirtier, do you think?
Oh, it's going to get a lot dirtier, in my opinion.
I've heard 2 or 3 people on TV that knew, like Dean, who used to be chairman of the Democratic Party, I think, and others say that this is going to be one of the worst political races that's ever been.
Yeah.
That's what they predicted. See, there's so much money involved. Oh Lord, when you start putting out millions and billions of dollars on campaigns, so.
Well, you see, the Republicans nominee is coming down here where the rich folks are at the club, and he got $2 million. Mm-hmm. Just one appearance.
But what does that say, though?
Well, that says that he's being supported by the rich, and the middle class folks and the poor folks are not involved.
What does it say that Arthur Davis is going to be speaking at the Republican convention?
I saw that, and they've endorsed him. And this a headline this morning's paper that they've endorsed him.
Who?
The Republican Party.
The times are strange, aren't they?
Yeah.
When it comes to politics.
course, I think he just got a mad on, you know. He's mad at everybody because he couldn't win the governor's race, you know.
Well, I don't know, but it's got to be tough for any incumbent Democrat to run the same ticket in the South as Barack Obama.
There's 3 or 4 states like that, yeah. It's not just Alabama. It's most of these southern states down here. Just when you say Obama, well, they don't go along with it.
Look at the challenge that Leah Patterson Lutz, Democrat, probate judge for Coleman County, faces in that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who else? Do we have any? We don't have any other Democrats.
Oh yes, we do. We have Waters. I believe his name's Waters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have Waters and we.
Jerry Waters.
Yeah, we have another one too, don't we?
I don't know then.
Well, I know we have Waters and Leah Patterson.
Yeah.
George Reeves, like I said, I was over to Farmer's Place the other day. I was over getting peas. We raised peas, so I was getting them. But anyway, we had this fella come up. He was a northerner. He was totally a Chicago northerner. But anyway, he said, I'm going to vote for Obama. Said, I don't like him at all. But said, I'm going to vote for him because that other man's trying to get Social Security. See, and that boy that was helping me, boy, he was he was against Obama.
Yeah. Well, there were. Paul Ryan says that this Obamacare will take away from Medicare. I mean, and that's going to be a cut. And I forgot which level, Prime Medicare, one of the upper levels of the Medicare system, that it's going to take money from that. Why would you take from one medical program and add to another? I don't understand that.
See, there's some debate on that. I've heard people on TV talking about, said that's a lie. That he did not take $700-something million away and do that.
Well, he denies it himself.
Well, and then there's some people that were instrumental in developing the health program from Massachusetts was on the other night, and they agreed with him that that wasn't right.
You was telling me something a while ago about the banks, the head man of the banks in the United States. You need to tell about what he said.
Well, he said they were going to reduce the big banks. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he is the main cog. He apologized. He said he apologized for the big banks being the way they are today, because he said I was the one who done that, and I want to apologize to people because that I was wrong, and said we need to reduce the power of the big banks. Well, and, they had about 4 or 5 other financial people on there with him, and all of them agreed with him. Said, yeah, it needs to be done.
Well, I'm telling you right now that all the banks in Coleman, as I understand it, and I check with it quite often, are making money at this time. They're doing real good. All the banks in Coleman.
So they're making more loans?
Well, I don't know that they're making more loans, but they're making more money because just like I'm with Peoples, of course, and they've made good profits this year, and like other banks and all the others, Eva Bank, and all of them are making money.
George, I heard about a week ago that interest rate was down to like 2.8%. Never has it been that low. Never has. And if people can buy now, now would be the time to buy. But it just never has been that low. It's unbelievable that you get.
And I think another thing, I think you're going to see a lot more development take place here in Coleman in this area, as far as businesses and so forth. After the election, I think a lot of people are just waiting to see who's elected, in the presidential election, and before they decide what they're going to do.
I think Coleman's really committed for what they've done in the past. They've developed industry here in this town that other towns hadn't got.
Well, now let me ask you: is that because government did it for them?
Well, I don't know.
That's what our president has said. You didn't build that business; government was involved.
Well, they may have been involved, but you also had other people involved too besides the government.
We got a group of people.
Government.
Here in Coleman, we got a group of people, Peggy Smith and all those folks, you know, that are very.
Well, that sounds like to me. It would appear to me that it's a result of aggressive action on the part of industrial development to bring in these people with incentives by having the sort of infrastructure that supports it, schools, you know, law enforcement, and things. But I don't think government. I don't think that Uncle Sam was the one who brought those businesses here.
No, I don't need it. Leadership in the city.
Yeah, the leadership in the city, I think, had more to do it than anything.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more after these words.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
All right, welcome back to This Politics. Coming up in the second half of the show, we're going to invite calls. We don't have Judge Turner this morning. We thought we'd have him lined up, but we don't have. So we're going to start talking about races and some of the things that, some of the issues affecting local races. We have, and this was really a shocker, I think, for a lot of people. There was a lot of money spent by the incumbent chairman of the county commission, Mr. James Graves, and very little, as best as I could determine. I looked at the financial reports of our commission chairman candidates, and very little by Kenneth Walker, but he won. What made the difference in that race, in your opinions?
My opinion is, and I told the candidates, I tell them all, when they qualify, that you don't serve but one term in that job, and you well know that.
Well, I didn't even run a second.
Yeah, right.
I I studied that enough to know that I didn't want to waste my time and effort and to do that.
They put too much. People worry about roads more than anything else in Coleman County, and if you don't do everything they want with the roads, they're not going to vote for you the second time around. And other things, they just don't vote for people on the county commission more than once.
I think they'd vote for them if they would be open to the people. If they would get out and be open to the people about, we're spending this much for this hospital, we're spending this much for the roads, and let the people know what's going on. A lot of times they get, and chairmen, they get in there and they want to isolate what's happening from the people, and I think it's wrong. I don't care if you're an elected official, you should be open to the people. They're the one who you're obligated to, and they're the one who supports you and everything. They're the one who elects you.
In the probate race, there was a ton of money spent by Bridget Reeling Warner. Put a lot of big full-page ads in the papers, 30-second spots and all. And she lost out to Tammy Brown. Again, What was that about, do you think?
Tammy Ram worked her butt off in an election. She worked. And you've got to work. If you run for office, you've got to work. And I think Jerry Springer would tell you that, Jerry Parker.
Was that on a recent episode? I missed that one.
Jerry Parker would probably tell you the same thing now. You've got to get out and see the people. And Tammy got out and worked day and night.
Well, I think that she didn't just work day and night in that campaign. I think she did a lot of work before the campaign.
Well, she may have.
Long before the campaign.
Yeah.
She was, I believe, over for 15 years, wasn't she?
Yeah, for me. She worked for me for that.
Well, you've got Bridget Reeling Warner ran the time before last, you know. She was a candidate. She had been a candidate for almost 12 years, basically, you know, running. She lost out to Leah Patterson Lust last time, well, not the last time, but 6 years ago. And now it's Tammy facing off against Leah. What are the issues in that race for probate judge? What do you consider to be the issues?
Well, one thing, I don't know what the issues really come out yet. But one thing, you got to be in that office and you got to serve people. Mm-hmm. Not only that office, but any office down there, if chairman or whatever. If you don't stay in that office and be in contact with the people, you get beat. Mm-hmm. They ain't gonna put up. You just get beat.
Mr. Drake, what
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
See, they used to kid me about being out in the hall talking to people. I talk to people. You know, you find out a lot by getting out and talking to people. Tom did too. Tom was a good association with people too.
It takes a different. It takes, and I don't want to call it old style, Mr. Drake, Mr. Burleson, but it takes a lot of dedication to shaking hands, being out, and being accessible, doesn't it? In most, I guess, elected positions.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to do it, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy going out. I like Fairview or Holly Pond. I enjoyed going out there and meeting the people, and you learn a lot from those people. They'll tell you, you know, what things that they need and things that they. Of course, you can't do all of what they want, but at least you can listen to them.
Of course, the reason I was successful, main reason I was successful was because of my wife. My wife was a better politician than I was, and she'd get out amongst the people, and she'd make them free wills and free deeds, and if you didn't have the money, she'd take you in and do your case anyhow. You know, she just helpful to everybody, and that helped me win political races.
He's telling the truth there. She was a good politician.
I didn't realize Chris was so proactive and
involved. She didn't say anything about it. A lot of cases she had, I never did know anything about. I mean, people come in there and they just, poor folks didn't have any money, and she'd take their case anyhow. It didn't make any difference to her whether they had money or not. If they needed help, she'd help them.
She was a good politician.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, she's a good woman. She helped people. That's why she got the vote.
George Wallace, you know, he appointed her on state board of education, and she, everybody was calling on her in every district because she could get more out of George Wallace than anybody, because we'd worked from him from the time he first started in Mobile, and she's working for the state docks. We started working for him then, and we came back and forth up here to vote, and she couldn't even vote. She was too young to vote at that time.
George, we'll give you a good example. We've had an example right here. People getting elected, and then they won't come back and be on the show.
Right.
And they turn around and get their tail beat.
Yeah.
And that's what the order gave.
Yeah.
Because if they come on this show when they're running and they tell what they're going to do, why won't they come back when they get elected?
We never embarrass anybody on this show.
We ain't embarrass nobody. And I wouldn't dare to embarrass people.
That is one of the most puzzling things for me that I don't understand. Back whenever the sheriff's race was going on, and you had Tyler Roden versus Mike Rainey, you know, we never could get Mike Rainey in here on our program, and we've invited him numerous times. The last time we asked him a couple of months ago, has no interest in coming on the program. I know that probably some of this stems from during the campaign between him and Tyler Roden, and we couldn't get couldn't get Mike Rainey in here to participate in the forums with Tyler, that we were left with a vacuum. We didn't know anything about Mike Rainey, you know. And I made a statement one morning on the morning show that made, I guess, him and his supporters angry. And that's probably set the stage for now. But I've been very complimentary about some of the accomplishments of the sheriff's office and going after some of these meth labs and other issues. But I think that there's a thin-skinnedness that exists in some elected officials that they don't want to come on. I think, and some think, and I'll say this again, I've said it before, some think that just because I'm Republican, and then these are two Democrats, that these two are going to ambush a Republican candidate. But that is not what happens. I have never, and I'll say it emphatically, I have never seen that happen. Never. And if you're afraid to come on a show like this, you're wrong. You know, you need to be talking to people because there are a lot of folks.
Well, in a tight race, if you don't come on, you get beat.
Yeah.
You see what happened to the chairman's race.
Yeah.
You'll get beat if in a tight race.
You're getting back to what I am, whether I'm a Democrat or Republican or whatever. I just like to say that I've always felt that who the people select, I want to work with, just like Guy Hunt. I was one of Guy Hunt's floor leaders. I was one of Fob James's floor leaders. Republicans and me a Democrat, but I'm going to be with a man that's in there that the people have elected and selected all the way.
Because you have more to gain by working with them.
That's exactly right.
Than you do working against
them. You have to work with them. If they're in office,
frankly, the sheriff right now, I think is doing an excellent job.
Well, I do too. And again, it just puzzles me that somebody would hold a grudge or whatever, you know. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in the second half with That's Politics.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne, where will you be camping tonight? Lonely man, Cheyenne, will your heart stay free and light? Dream, Cheyenne, of a girl you may never love. Move along, Cheyenne, like the restless clouds up above.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Welcome back to Today on 2. Let's give away some prizes on Friday. What do we have for today? 2 cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery and the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill. Those are the prizes. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask you a question about one of these ads, starting with the Wellness and Aquatic Center. Do you know, Paige, will they be open every day starting next week?
No, this is our last day to be open every day, and then we'll be open on weekends
just
afterwards.
On the weekends, okay. Mullins Body, this is yours.
Mullins Body Shop on Highway 31 South of Beeland. You've counted on them for over 52 years, and you can count on them today. Call Sunny, Stacy, Beth, or Jim at Mullins Body Shop.
Sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Pick any 4 items, pay just $5.55. The blizzard of the month for the month of August is M&Ms and brownies together. Wow.
High Tide Sports Grill on Highway 31 next to Burgess Body Shop. They have new summer hours. They're open from 3 to 9 p.m. and they're closed on Sundays. Tonight is shrimp night, so go out and visit them.
Night Free Insurance, providing insurance coverage for 3 generations. They are independent insurance agents and have received recognition as one of the top 10 growth agencies in the state of Alabama for auto owners insurance.
Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 8. They have beginner, intermediate, and advanced tanning. Also, childcare is provided, and they sell everything from lotions to handbags at Shimmer and Glow.
This is Renard's Gallery and Gifts, an art gallery, a gift store, a jewelry store. Custom framing is also available. Renard's Gallery and Gifts on 1st Avenue Southeast.
All it takes is charisma and Doug Doggett Jewelers. Women change their mind. Why shouldn't they change their jewelry? And they also have, for the bride, quality fit for a queen at Doug Doggett Jewelers.
Baldwin Counseling Center. If you need to talk, want some privacy, call Dr. Howard Rogers at Baldwin Counseling Center, 256-737-3087. And there we go with our merchant ads for today. Our telephone number, 256-734-7399. Sorelli Jewelry is available at which one of our advertisers? Where do you find Sorelli Jewelry?
This is an easy one, too.
Should be easy. Okay.
An easy Friday question.
256-734-7399. The first person with the correct answer receives 2 cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery, as well as the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill. Hello, who's calling?
Randy.
From where are you calling?
Coleman.
From Coleman. Okay. Sorelli Jewelry, available where?
Doug Doggett.
Doug Doggett Jewelers is the right answer. Stay on the line, please. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, Doug Doggett Jewelers. We got to change that ad up a little bit, but he remembered the previous ad. Now let's look at the rest of our merchant ads for today, starting with Deb's Bookstore. Used books half price every day, new books 20% off every day. Deb's Bookstore, where you can find basic country skills and everything else. Deb's Bookstore.
Mr. Plumber is Coleman's only professional full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company. They're locally owned and operated, and they offer free estimates on new construction and fast 24-hour service at Mr. Plumber.
Mr. Hicks Menswear, suits and sport coats in regular, big, and tall sizes. Also, you'll find casual shirts in sizes up to 5X. Mr. Hicks Menswear on Compass Way.
The Uniform Place for summer style, color, and comfort. The Uniform Place offers the Landau brand, and they have a cargo pant which is constructed for comfort, available at the Uniform Place.
Tires for Less, more than just tires. They have 80 years experience in servicing cars. They do minor engine repair, and of course it's a great service at a great price. That's Tires for Less on 31 North.
There's the crew that stands behind you when you need them the most. We're talking about the crew at Earl's Body Shop. And Earl's Body Shop offers large and small towing, local or long distance. Give them a call, 734-2406.
Tutor Doctor. Free consultation is available. Give them a call, 256-734-6500. Help those students get started for a good school year.
Save as much as 50% at People's Tires, new to Coleman with the Hydromaster tire. It's a premium quality remold tire that looks like new and wears like new. Visit People's Tires.
Festhall Market Plots will be open tomorrow. That's the social place to be during the day. Festhall Market Plots open 8 until 3 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And those are the merchant ads we have for today. We've got quite a few people in the birthday book celebrating birthdays today and this weekend, so let's look at the list.
On Friday, we have Debbie McNatt, Jenny Patterson, Amy Wildman, and Melba Stewart. Saturday, we have Mark Berry, Dr. Vulbonin. Goodness of these names today. I think it's Guru Moody and Marlon Rainey. And now we're going to draw up for our 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and our ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Okay, our birthday cake winner for today, or for this week, is Patrick Rainey. And I think Patrick had a birthday yesterday.
That's right.
It was on our list, so Patrick wins, and here's our anniversaries.
And we have Curtis and Margie McAllister.
And that's our anniversary winner for the week. They received the gift certificate from the Candle Garden. Here's the weather, brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. It could be a rainy day today, 70% chance of rain, a high in the mid-80s. Cloudy tonight, 40% chance of rain, low in the upper 60s. Cloudy again tomorrow with a 40% chance of rain and a high in the mid-80s.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Who is the tall, dark stranger there? Maverick is the name. Riding the trail to who knows where. Luck is his companion. Gambling is his game. Smooth as a handle on a gun. Maverick is the name. Wild as the wind in Oregon. Blowing up a canyon. Easier to tame.
Welcome back to That's Politics. Just us chickens here on this Friday. We're talking about local politics, about some of our races. We invite our viewers, if you have an issue you think is interesting, significant, regarding any of the races or politics in Coleman County, you give us a call right there. Ask your question and share your thoughts. We'll be happy to. Well, most of us will be happy to talk about it. My goodness, what a political season. I don't know that I've ever seen a mayor's race like the one in the city of Coleman now. I don't know. And then you got races for the mayor's job in different communities and municipalities. You've got some municipalities. Someone explain the difference. How can you have so much turmoil and so many people running for positions in Hansville, and in Garden City they're perfectly happy because nobody has run against them, the incumbents? What makes the difference there?
Well, the difference is the size of the town. I think you take Coleman's got more people, so you're going to get more competition probably in this. Say Garden City hadn't got but a very, very, very few people, and they more or less home type people.
Well, West Point has got, the mayor has competition. I've forgotten the young man's name who's running for mayor of West Point against the incumbent, Kenneth Kilgo.
Yeah.
But it just seems like some communities there's an element that is, and it's been that way for the past 20 years at least, maybe longer, at least as long as I've been paying attention to Hansville politics. But it seems like some communities you have certain people who just they're agitators, or that is not necessarily my definition, but the incumbents seem to think they're agitators, involved in different things.
You take Dodge City's got competition, the mayor in Dodge City. Good Hope, the mayor down there's got competition. And
Good Hope No.
I believe 9 months.
Hadn't Good Hope got someone? Had. Well, I'm wrong there.
Is 9 months mayor running unopposed?
Ms. Patton is...
She got signs up.
There's opposition.
Oh, so there's opposition in 9 months, yeah.
Yeah. And you just never know. What a time to be running in any political arena or any political office. Look, here you had Verna Hammond. Here she was 10 years ago on a TV show that who could have proved it? 20 years ago, you couldn't have proved it. 20 years ago, there wouldn't have been access to the internet to find a TV show that was as old as what this one is, or to prove. And the question was, who knew that? Who knew that and made the media aware? It was probably one of the people running in the race by virtue of calling different people and getting it done, by proxy possibly. But those kind of things, they come out of the blue.
If you get into politics, they're gonna check your background. You can just, if you got anything in your background, it'll come out if you get involved in, especially if it's a heated race.
Mm-hmm.
That'll come out. They're gonna find it and put it out.
Well, and they'll find a lot of things that not even so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was always my problem. Had them out there putting out a lot of.
You mean that paving that thing, the pig pen?
Yeah. Yeah.
You think that's just gossip?
Yeah, they put it out that I had built a paved road to a pig pen that I had back of my house, back in the woods back there, and I've never had a pig in my life. I don't know.
Who done that? That old boy Maxwell.
Billy Ray Brown.
Billy Ray Brown. Billy Ray told me about it.
Oh yeah.
He lied.
What's been the biggest obstacle in your races, gentlemen, that you had to overcome when it came to a lie or some fabrication or something that people were saying about you? What was the most incredible thing that came out during your campaigns?
That pig pen thing was one of the worst things I ever had, and I followed the fellow putting it out. I'd follow right behind him. I'd check and see where he'd been the day before, and I'd follow him and clear that up, you know. I never did have a pig.
What about you, Mr. Burles?
Well, see, on my races, I had people like John Sparks running. The first time I ran for probate judge, people like John Sparks, they were just, you know, they believed in doing things right. I mean, they didn't tell stories about people or nothing like that. And then that's on the competition. And the last time I had Connie McLeod ran against me, and he was the same way. He just, I mean, there wasn't no mudslinging about it. He just ran. And I was real fortunate about that. I ran for superintendent one time against Jim Boyd, and we got pretty hot on that.
Well,
stuff.
I had the advantage over all the rest of them in my race because, see, every Saturday night I'd get on television in Huntsville and in Birmingham, and I would whip up on some of those Japs and Germans. And back in those days,
wrestling, right?
Japs and Germans.
You better clarify that for younger members. You were a wrestler, right?
Yeah, a professional wrestler. That's right. Yeah.
And it was cool to fight the Japanese.
Oh yeah,
then,
yes,
and the Germans.
Yeah. Oh, I'd make sure that I whipped up on them during election time.
We've gotten so politically correct. We don't even acknowledge VJ Day anymore. That was this week. Yeah. Victory in Japan.
Yeah.
And basically, victory in Europe, VE Day. Yeah. See, when I was a kid in the 50s, those were things that, because our fathers were World War II veterans, those were days that we didn't go out and have a picnic, or we didn't barbecue or grill, but it was a day that you certainly acknowledged because of the significance of a recent war.
Well, you know, both the Germans and the Japs now are some of our best friends.
Yeah. What a difference, what a difference the years have made in that regard. But now we're so politically correct, you're afraid to say anything about anybody. I heard a term this morning that they were quoting an individual on one of the networks and describing what he felt that Mitt Romney was attempting to do to Barack Obama. Quote, niggardization, and talking about the hate campaign Barack Obama, he felt, was using. They're using those terms. Why is it right for one color to use that term, the N-word, and the other can't? Have we gone politically correct crazy?
I think to some extent that's right. They just go crazy over some things. Regardless, races, I don't care what race it be, whether it be black or brown or what. To some extent, there's prejudice in those races, and not only they prejudice against us too, whites.
Right.
I mean, it's not just black or brown, but white too. We get it too. So I don't know. It's just something that they do.
Yeah. Well, and we were talking about the economy, and you were saying, Mr. Drake, that the banks are doing well. They're, I guess, lending more money, therefore getting more, paid back in terms of interest. People may be investing more, but the problem has been there have been more investors than there have been borrowers, I guess. That's the way that's been described to me. Is that basically the way that you see it?
That's the way I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
We're slowly coming back, I think. It's a slow process, and I noticed the headline in the paper a day or two ago that this is kind of like after World War II. It took the economy a while to build back,
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever see the days of economic growth that we saw in the 50s after World War II?
I doubt that.
Mm-hmm. Is it because many of the things that we purchase, the goods, are made somewhere else besides America?
I think that's one of the big problems right there. Yeah.
Well,
just like I had an orange for breakfast this morning, and I always look at the little stickers to see where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think that came from?
Where did it come from?
South Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
South Africa.
And they're real good oranges. Oranges were great.
Yeah. Least expensive.
And I've been there, and that's a great country. I mean, I was over there before the Mandela came in, and of course it changed a lot since he came in, but
we're out of time, gentlemen. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Enjoyed it. All right. Who's next week? Can you recall offhand who we have? That's right. Mayor Max Townsend next week.
Yeah.
And that's politics.
Well, I was wondering if he's going to come up.
We're entirely too lax around here. Now, in the big city jails, they give sobriety tests.
Sobriety test?
To find out whether or not a man is sober. And I think we ought to do it here, too.
Well, Barney, I believe a sobriety test is given to a prisoner when you first bring him in. Now, you ought to have done that to Otis last night.
Oh, Andy, you know we couldn't have given a sobriety test to Otis last night.
Well, why not?
He was too drunk.
The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, with Ronnie Howard. Also starring Don Knotts.
You'll get used to it after you've been here a while. That goes on practically every morning. Right. Oh!
Hey, let's do that. We're going to fight. Take your time, boys. Where do you think you're going to a fight? Hurry.
Voting has gone through a lot of changes in America since the days of the early West. Because they were short of pencils and paper at that time, they used various things as ballots. Feathers, beans. In one section of Arizona, they used bullets. If it was loaded, it was a vote for one candidate. And if it was empty, it was a vote for another. If a fellow wasn't careful, his whole campaign could blow up right in his face.
Dick Powell. Zane Grey Theater.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The Ministry Fair for Sacred Heart Family Life Church will be Sunday, August the 19th from 9:30 until 1:30. 15 different booths containing information about different ministry groups. It's available at Sacred Heart. Operation Christmas Child Shoebox Ministry Community Event. Find out what we're all about on Tuesday, August the 21st at 6 p.m. at the CRMC Colonel Coleman Room. Brochures, posters, and information kits will be provided. Campaign 2013 Kickoff Lunch for United Way will be Tuesday, August the 28th from 11:30 to 1. It's in the Colonel Coleman Room in POB 2. Guest speaker will be Steve Marshall, and tickets are $15 each at the United Way office. Hearing Loss and You. This is a Lunch and Learn seminar presented by otolaryngologist Bruce Morgan. This will be Thursday, August the 30th from 11:30 to 1 at CRMC's Colonel Coleman Room. It's sponsored by Women's First and Senior Choice members. If you have a community billboard you would like to send to us, you can email it to us at channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to us at 256-734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
Weather forecast for today. Showers and thunderstorms. 70% chance of rain today with a high in the mid-80s. Cloudy tonight, 40% chance of rain, a low in the upper 60s. And mostly cloudy tomorrow, 40% chance of rain with a high in the mid-80s. Coming up next week on Today on 2. Who do we have on Monday, Paige?
On Monday, we will have a member from Sacred Heart Church on to talk about their ministry fair. And also we'll have Miss Kim Beavis, and she's with the Brook Place Golf Tournament.
That's our lineup on Monday. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching Today on 2.